You see anything out there?
No.
I'm hungry. How much is a steak kidney pie in Jamaica?
I don't know.
What about Barbados?
I don't know.
How much is a steak kidney pie in St. Lucia?
I don't know. How the hell should I know?
You don't know the pie rates of the Caribbean?
No. Forget that. Don't you see? You have a steering wheel attached to your freaking trousers.
I know. It's driving me nuts.
Hello and welcome to Sail Antics, the channel where we present you the interesting and unusual things that pass through our hands. Today we have a special treat, and if you've never heard of Jolly Rogers, well, Ross will tell you everything about it. If you did, well, this will be something really interesting that you've probably never seen before. So, hi Ross.
Hi Jerry.
Can you tell everyone what this is about?
So, the Royal Navy was formally founded in 1546 by Henry VIII, though the Kingdom of England and its predecessor states had possessed less organised naval forces for centuries prior to this, because they put little fleets together for actions or wars, then they dispersed them again back to the merchant shipping. Now, it wasn't until 1900, 354 years later, that submarines became part of the fleet, when 5 submarines were ordered from Vickers Shipbuilding and Engineering by the Royal Navy. The following year, the first submarine, Holland 1, was launched, and the Navy recruited 6 officers for the submarine service under Reginald Bacon as inspecting captain of submarines. At the beginning of World War I, it consisted of 168 officers, 1,250 ratings and 62 submarines. During the war, it was awarded 5 of the Royal Navy's 14 Victoria Crosses, and the first to Lieutenant Norman Holbrook, commanding officer of B-11, a successful First World War for the submarine division. But it was not an entirely popular addition to the fleet. Notably, Admiral Sir Arthur Wilson, the first Sea Lord of the Royal Navy, expressed his distaste by stating in 1901 that submarines were underhanded, unfair and damned un-English, and that the personnel should be hanged as pirates. Well, there you go. It was in response to this that Lieutenant Commander Max Horton began flying the Jolly Roger after returning from successful patrols. Initially, Horton's submarine, HMS E9, flew an additional flag after each successful patrol, but when there was no room for more in the submarine's flag locker, the practice was changed to a single flag onto which symbols indicating the submarine's achievements were sewn. The practice was adopted by all submarine crews from then on and continues to this day, with Her Majesty's submarine Conqueror flying a silhouette of a battleship after sinking the General Belgrano during the Falklands War. Unmarked Jolly Rogers were flown by HMS Opossum and HMS Otis on their return from deployments during the Gulf War, and this was suspected to indicate the deployment of SAS service and special boat service forces from the submarines. This particular Jolly Roger is from HMS Thrasher. HMS Thrasher was a T-class submarine launched in 1940 and saw service in the Mediterranean and in the Far East. She survived the war and was broken up in 1947 after a successful life at sea, including 2 crew members being awarded the Victoria Cross for a perilous disposal of 2 unexploded bombs lodged in the gun casings. Now, this was a story worthy of its own episode. Perhaps you'd like to look it up. So as you can see here, there was a range of symbols sewn onto the Jolly Rogers, depending on the deployment achievements. This flag has 2 white stars and 5 daggers. The white stars represent the sinking of enemy commercial shipping by use of the deck gun. And now they would have been red had they been for warships. And the daggers represent cloak and dagger operations, which are typically the delivery or recovery of shore parties from enemy territory. There are many other symbols that were used, including ram's head for obviously a successful ramming of a boat or a ship or a submarine. A life buoy, which would have been for the rescue of personnel from downed aircraft or sunken ships. The white bar would be the torpedoing and sinking of a merchant ship, and a red bar would be the torpedoing and sinking of a warship. A bar with a U through it, or a U with a bar through it, would be the sinking of a U-boat. Cross sabres if they boarded another vessel, and there are many more. There's some individual ones which mean specific things, like there was one of the submarines that actually missed their ship, but they hit the cliffs of Monte Carlo and broke all the windows in one of the casinos. The flags are often given to departing crew members, and often the youngest crew member, so some of the flags would have had the battle honours on them up to that point in time. The Jolly Rogers are understandably rare items to come on the market, and the last couple we could find were sold by Bonhams in London and New York in 2013 and 2014. And so we're quite lucky to have one of these at Sally Antiques. There's a lot more research and information available on this unusual topic. So please see what more you can find out, and maybe you can tell us something about it, which we'd love to hear. But thank you for watching. Remember, this particular one is at Sally Antiques down in the shop in Old Portsmouth, and you can have a look at it online at sallyantiques.co.uk.